Turn left.
Remember, we want him alive. Now.
Okay.
Dr. Hess! Come out, both of you, with your hands up!
I said I wanted him alive.
Yes, but he wants to kill us.
Hello? Ah, Mr. Salzberg. I'm glad you called. My plane leaves in about an hour, and I'll be back in Vienna on Friday. Unfortunately.
Aaron, I have told you not to take any action without being 100% certain that this Dr. Hess was Mengele. Yes, of course. Dr. Hess or Rutig, whatever, was an asset too. And high up in the hierarchy, he deserved to be banished. But for world opinion, we can only banish documented crimes. Otherwise, any action appears to be cold-blooded murder. Understand?
You're right, sir. I'm sorry. I had very special reasons for wanting to capture him alive.
I know. I want you to help me draft the appeal to be telecast all over South America. We know Mengele is hiding there. I'll see you on Friday.
I'd like to check out.
Yo vi las Vanessa. Antonio!
Don't bother, I'll get him.
Attention, please.
We interrupt our program for a special message in connection with a recent murder near Villarica of a German-born physician. This gentleman, Dr. Hess, has apparently been mistaken for the infamous concentration camp criminal, Dr. Mengele, who has never been caught and brought to justice. Mankind shall never forget the most monstrous of crimes ever perpetrated, consciously and scientifically, by human beings on other human beings. The mass murder of millions of people, Jews, Gypsies, and other so-called non-Aryans. These images shall remain as a warning for generations to come. The Nazis called it the final solution. At first, the mass murders were perpetrated by various means. By shooting, by starving to death, or simply by hanging. But finally, for greater efficiency, the slaughtering process has been perfected. The victims were killed by poison gas, and their bodies burned in ovens which were operating around the clock.
My parents died there.
Some of the corpses did not burn well, and their charred remains and their belongings had to be buried anyway later on. The most abject of these Nazi criminals was possibly Dr. Joseph Mengele, an educated man, a physician. He mutilated innocent women and children, pretending that his cruel, so-called experiments would serve to improve the human race. His victims, even babies, were inoculated with viruses and operated upon while fully conscious. He is still alive and supposed to be hiding somewhere in South America.
South America is a big continent.
These images speak for themselves. If this monster can be found, he must be brought to justice.
It's late. I've got to go to work. See you next weekend.
Rachel, telephone over you. Yes.
It's me. I called you because I had to see you immediately, because I got a call yesterday from a girl who used to work with me at the nightclub. Her name is Eva. She was fed up with the club, and she accepted some rich guy's offer to live with him. I didn't hear from her until late last night. She sounded pretty nervous.
Why?
She said she was not free to come and go, but she had to talk to me. Friday, she was to get away for an hour.
Probably tired from the champagne and caviar.
All of a sudden, she hung up. She said she heard that Nazi appeal.
Where does this rich guy live?
20 miles out of town on Highway 5.
Okay, let's go have a look. Nazi appeal, sounds interesting.
She said they live like in a castle.
Heva Castle looks more like a forklift. Hey! Hey! Could we visit this place? It looks interesting.
No entrance. Get away. Get away. Back off. No entrance.
We are tourists.
Back off. Get away.
Okay.
They've got something to hide, that's for sure. Let's have a look from above.
helicopter number 2. Calling helicopter number 2. Unidentified motorcycle on grounds. Woman and man with a red helmet. Find them. Kill them.
My God, Rachel, what happened?
Up there. It was the last shot.
We need an ambulance. Got a phone?
Not here. I'll get my bike.
Wait.
How did it happen?
Up there on the hill. We wanted to take a look inside. Do you know who they are?
No.
Germans?
Maybe.
Could be Nazis.
Who knows?
We have to find out who they are up there.
And then?
I don't know yet.
Listen, I'm an acrobat. Might come in handy. And a gypsy. The Nazis gassed my father. If you need any help with those bastards, count me in.
Thanks. We have to call the police.
Look, in this country, we should keep away from the police. You see what I mean? Let's take her inside.
I'm a friend. Rachel sent me.
Where is she? Why isn't she here?
Come with me and I'll explain everything. Get into my car. You can trust me. Come on.
Rachel. It's all my fault. I should have never called her. But I had to talk to somebody. I had to. She's the only friend I have.
I know, Eva, it's hard. But you can talk to me. Tell me what you were going to tell Rachel. Rachel told me that you both worked in the same nightclub and that you quit your job because you met someone. Who was it?
Carl Herman. He's a businessman. Very courteous and charming. Very rich.
Did you meet him at the club?
No. Mr. Herman would never visit nightclubs.
Then how did it happen?
You have no idea how much I hated that job. I was even ready to quit. Rachel was the only good thing about the place. She made it bearable. One night a customer came in that I'd never seen before. He was well-dressed and very handsome. He told me his name was Wolfgang. Then he asked me to dance. He stayed until closing time and kept coming back night after night. I really liked him. He was, I don't know, different. I'd never met anyone like him before. He never told me much about himself, not even about his work. It was all very mysterious, and I suppose that was part of the attraction. Plus, we really had fun together. It was almost too good to be true. We were dancing when he invited me to a party his boss was giving, Carl Herman. He said that Mr. Herman wanted to meet me. Of course, I was dying to go. The trouble was, I didn't think that my boss would let me off. We weren't on what you would call friendly terms. But Wolfgang said that he'd take care of it, and went over to talk to him. I saw him give my boss money. It must have been a lot because there wasn't any problem. We left almost immediately. Then something changed. The minute we left the club, Wolfgang changed. He became very quiet. He hardly spoke. And he had 2 bodyguards escort us to the car. I was so excited about going to the party that I really didn't take much notice. It came to me later when I started putting it all together. He'd done a really good job dazzling me with his charm. He even brought me flowers every night. And before I knew it, there we were, zooming off in his fabulous sports car. When I saw the estate, I almost died. I was expecting something great, but it was really spectacular. It was for me, anyway. My parents were poor. They always have been. And my twin sister and I would spend hours pretending to be gracious ladies, hosting parties like this one. It was like a dream come true. She was the only thing missing. I don't expect you to understand. I'd only seen this sort of thing on television or at the movies. The gardens, the fountains, the music. It was wonderful. There were a lot of people, and they all looked rich. I noticed that most of them were foreigners. Everyone seemed to know Wolfgang, but he took me directly to meet Mr. Herman. When he introduced us, Mr. Herman kissed my hand. I could feel everyone staring at me. I don't know what happened to Wolfgang. He disappeared while I was talking to Mr. Herman. I asked him about it a few days later, and you know what he said? He told me he didn't like women. He'd been recruiting for Mr. Herman. I was furious. Meanwhile, I was being flattered by all the attention an important man like Mr. Herman was giving me. He wanted to know everything about me and asked me all sorts of questions. I was invited to stay overnight and was shown to my room by a woman named Gertrude. I wondered if the other guest rooms were as beautiful as mine. At breakfast the next morning, Carl, Mr. Herman, told me that he was German, but he'd been living in this country for a long time, that he was more or less retired. And then he invited me to stay with him as long as I wanted. One night, a few weeks later, I woke up and he wasn't there. So I got up to look for him. discovered his secret. And then...
Go on.
And then he started screaming about his private room. My God, he looked like a mad dog. The next morning, Carl came into my room and served me breakfast in bed. It was as if nothing had happened.
Did you see any photographs in that room?
Yes, there was one that showed Carl Herman shaking hands with Adolf Hitler, but I don't know, it was strange. It bothered me.
What do you mean, bothered you?
Because Herman was wearing a doctor's uniform.
Are you sure you told me everything?
There's nothing more to tell. Listen, it's getting late. Would you please take me back? I have to go.
All right, Garcia, take her back. Why did you want to talk to Rachel about all this?
Because last week I saw a television program, and I don't know, for some reason I connect Herman with Mengele. That's one of Herman's cars. Oh, my God. Carl will kill me after this.
Listen, you don't have to be afraid. Those men are dead.
You don't understand. You don't know.
What don't I know? Why do you have to go back? Tell me.
No.
Let's move it. Ask the police.
Okay, let's go. Do you feel better?
Thank you.
What is it we don't know? Tell us. Why do you have to go back to Carl Herman's? Come on, Eva. We are your friends. We want to help you.
Are you going to help my baby, too? I'm pregnant.
Carl Herman's child?
Yes. He's so rich. He promised to take care of us.
But he's too old. It's impossible. No?
Yes, he's too old to have a child the normal way. So he convinced me to do it scientifically.
You mean artificial insemination?
Yes.
I'm sorry. I know how you feel. But I need details. I'll explain later. Try to tell us as much as you can.
All right, I'll try. I woke up and found both Carl and Gertrude in the room. The next thing I knew, Gertrude was dragging me through the house to a part that I'd never seen before. We were in a room that looked like a hospital clinic, and Gertrude was getting ready to give me an injection. I kept hearing these strange sounds like crying, or more like whining. And when I asked Carl what it was, he got really mad and slammed the door. And then I passed out. And for the second time, he acted as if nothing happened. But I know what happened. After Gertrude gave me the injection, I passed out, and Carl did the operation. So now I'm pregnant, and Carl's the father.
No. I don't think so. I don't believe it's his child.
What? What are you trying to say? Whose child could it be?
I don't know. Maybe hormones from several men. Experiments.
What are you you trying to say? That he used me like a guinea pig?
I don't know for sure. I don't know how, but we have to try to find out. Now relax. You can stay here as long as you want. Take it easy. Garcia will give you a sedative.
Later, Shara. Put it over there.
You must eat something.
Take it away. How can I think of food with all this?
Please. Hello? Just a moment, please. Uruguay. It is Mark.
Yes.
Sorry to wake you, sir. I know it's 2 in the morning there, but it's important. It's about Mengele.
What is it? Yes, it could be. But it isn't proof.
They killed an innocent girl just because we wanted to take a closer look at them. But we got 2 of them the next day. The girl, she said something that makes me believe it must be him. Call Herman.
Now listen carefully. You don't know that Herman is Mengele. You only assume he is. That's not enough. I want no more, you say. I don't want to hear what the girl told you. Mengele must be positively identified. Fingerprints, anything. We need proof.
I will send you all the proof I can. Sorry I had to call so late.
What's the matter? Anything wrong?
Well,
Don't be so harsh.
Was I? Aaron?
Did you forget he was born in a concentration camp? That his mother and father died there? Remember, I am a witness.
I know. We must proceed with utmost care. However, I don't think he's the type to be discouraged.
our first priority is to find out as much as possible about the activities on the inside. How's it coming, Eva?
Well, I haven't seen all the areas of the property, so I'm guessing.
What's this here?
This is the wall that goes around the main building.
How high?
I don't know how high it is, but certainly it's too high for anybody to climb over unless you know an acrobat.
I do. The other day when I was there with Draco, the state seemed to be on the flank of the hill, not on the top.
That's right. This would be a good area for you because nobody would be able to see you or hear you.
Pity. Quite a distance. Well, tomorrow will be another day. Garcia and I have a lot of work to do. Don't worry. We'll find somebody to stay with you. Raja! Sorry to interrupt you, but I have some good action for you. Huh?
Fantastic! When do we start? Right away?
Not so fast. We are preparing something important. But the real action comes later.
When? Tell me.
I can't right now. But it's something special.
I like that. What is it?
Babysit. A lovely girl. She's in hiding. I don't want her to be alone while Garcia and I are away, not even a minute. She needs protection.
Who from?
A bunch of Nazis. I hope to find out some more about them tomorrow or the day after. So, Garcia will let you know when to report for duty. Okay?
Right! Yeah!
David!
Yes?
Mark is here.
Bring him down.
Come on, Mark.
Okay, Danny. You can go upstairs and play.
Hi, David.
Hello, Mark. Is your TV set on the blink again?
No, not really.
Not that there was anything world-shaking to look at these days.
There was.
Oh, yes. You mean the Mengele appeal?
Sure.
I see now. You're after that bastard. I get it. That's why you need my telemic. It's a strange-looking contraption, but it'll work real miracles for us.
Great. Come, show it to me, and I'll explain what we are gonna do. Wait in the car. Hey, anybody here?
Yeah, what is it?
Oh, hello. Remember your offer to get even with those bastards up there?
Sure, anytime.
Right now.
Okay, I'll take a minute. I just got to change my clothes, okay?
Thanks. We'll wait in the car for you.
Okay, okay.
Okay. The top of the hill is here to the left. David and I will climb up there to begin with. We should have a good view from there. Jose, look. This is that wall. You must climb it from the other side. The living room and its terraces are right behind it. Any object that could have fingerprints, a cup, a saucer, an ashtray, anything would do. Garcia will go with you. These bags might come in handy. If everything works out, we will meet here in 1 hour. Good luck. This is perfect. We're lucky. Herman and Wolfgang, just like Eva described them. I see them clearly.
You can hear them, too.
You're doing a fine job, Wolfgang. Without you, our plans could hardly be carried out.
They're good boys, but they're not ready yet here, Herman.
Never mind, they'll be ready in a few weeks' time.
Try harder, harder! Move it, get the lead out! Shuffle, move around! Try harder, harder! Move it, get the lead out! Shuffle! Up, tongue! Aren't you ashamed of yourselves? Mr. Herman has come to see your progress. Carlos! Hogan! Hans! You are the best. Draw your knives. Come on, draw your knives! Attack me! Try to kill me! Come on! Come on. Try and kill me. Come on, come on! The three of you will continue exercises to midnight.
I admire your spirit of sacrifice. The Führer would have been proud of you.
The rest of you combat training. Come on, Jürgen, take command.
All right, come on. Harder. Move it, get the lead out. Shuffle, move around. Try harder. Move it, get the lead out.
Anything new?
We now have a date set here, Herman.
Good. Perfect. Come on, let's sit down a few minutes and rest. Or rather, have a talk about things to do these next days.
It's a shame, but we'll never find out what project they are talking about. They just walked out of range.
No, not completely. It's too feeble to hear now, but it's being recorded on tape. I may be able to amplify it later.
You're a genius. I'll try to get some pictures from the other side. I'll be back to help you down with the equipment.
Okay. Okay, I think we've got it.
It's unbelievable, the phone service in this country. Mr. Felsberg, we have made some progress. We may be able to prove our man's identity. I have his fingerprints. Send them to me right away. But they're extremely fragile, breakable. I don't trust the mail service in this country. I don't think we can get them again if they are lost.
You are right. Hold on. They have some fingerprints. Good. Can you leave immediately? Of course. Mark, Harold Horner, our expert, will take the first plane he can get. Give him the evidence. Good luck.
Thanks very much.
I'd like a single room.
For how long, sir?
Just one night.
May I have your passport, please? Thank you very much. Room 217, Mr. Horner. Thanks.
Do you have a telephone down here?
Over there at the bar. This is Rudolph at the Chubasco Hotel. A man called Aaron Horner just checked in. Israeli passport. I've seen him before. In Villa Rica, Paraguay. That's where I used to work. Now I remember. It was the day Dr. Hess was murdered. He checked out the same morning in a hurry.
Thanks, Mark, but not tonight. I need some sleep. I'll see you in the morning. I'm in 217, so just come right on. Okay? Good night.
He sounds like a nice guy. He doesn't want to have dinner. He's going to bed. I'll take it to him in the morning. Eva, wrap it up as a present. He wants to hand carry it all the way to Vienna. We must make sure that he gets safely on the plane. We'll set up some kind of protection. He doesn't have to know about it. Cartier, this is what we are going to do. First, I don't think it will be long.
Okay, I'll wait for you in the lobby.
Sir, may I help you?
Room 217.
Room 217?
Mr. Hanna.
He's upstairs.
I know.
I'll call him.
It's all right. I'm expected.
A fellow just went up to see him. No. I've never seen him. Never before. Nothing special except for a package he was carrying.
Congratulations. How'd you get him? It's fantastic.
I have some talented friends. I only hope they turn out to be Mengeles' fingerprints and that the telephotos are sharp enough.
So do I. Mr. Felsberg. He's a great man, you know.
I do. Can I drive you to the airport?
No, the airport bus is only a few blocks away. And my luggage is right here.
Take good care of it.
Glad to meet you. Me too.
Whiskey on the rocks, please.
Your bill is ready, sir. Thank you very much. Goodbye. Everything is under control.
happened? What happened? Call the police. We gotta get somebody. Okay, let's go.
Wait a minute, Dad.
Last call for flight number 320 to Vienna via Rio de Janeiro, Dakar, and Rome. Boarding gate 6.
That's it, darling. That's it. Good. That's it. Have a drink. Have a drink. Cigar. What? No. Have a drink. Cigar. What? Cigar. Thank you very much, everyone.
Great. You're just in time. Sit down.
Sit down where?
Just anywhere. And listen.
Drink. Cigar.
Thank you very much, everyone.
Now, tell me.
General Mendoza is ready with his coup. The army's with him. Colonel Silva Gomez reports the same. His country's so rough. 200% inflation, corruption, famine. Not that Silva Gomez will be a better dictator, but he will be our man. His country will become one of the pillars of the Fourth Reich. He's sending us a company of his men to back up our local uprising after our meeting on the 24th. They may be here by then.
On the 24th, let me have that ashtray, will you?
Obersturmfuhrer Sperling, General von Spiegelman. In fact, everyone's coming except, of course, poor Dr. Hess.
Yes, poor Dr. Hess. Fine, Wolfgang. On the 24th, then, you did a good... Fine, Wolfgang. On the 24th, then, you did a good job.
You're a genius. All we need now is the confirmation that those fingerprints are Mengeles.
Joseph Mengele, photographed with Adolf Hitler in his clinic, 1939. Last seen, 1984. No data since. No records on this man. Unknown. No records.
I've just come from the lab. Hefner says those prints could be Mengeles. What do you mean, could be? Are they or not?
Well, some of the worlds correspond, others don't. It could be caused by aging. After all, those records are half a century old. The other one, the photograph, the young one, is Wolfgang von Backe, an American mercenary born of German immigrants. Evidently, he was wounded in the hip in Vietnam, and his bitterness led him to fascism. He's a very dangerous man.
Get me Mark Logan. Huh? Thank you.
Hello? One moment, please. Mark?
Mr. Logan, just a moment, please. Mr. Felsberg wants to speak with you.
Mark, we seem to be on the right track. Anything new?
Yes, sir. Mengele has a big meeting on the 24th with several fascist leaders from South America. We also expect 2 Nazis in exile, General von Sprengelmann and Sperling. That would be the best moment for the operation.
What do you mean? What operation?
To blow them off the face of the map on the 24th. With your permission, we would have everything ready to strike.
No. They are murderers. We are not. Mark, if there's to be an operation, its purpose is to put them on trial. Mengele is worse than Eichmann. He used science as a pretext for his sadistic pleasure, experimenting with women and children. What are you saying?
Yes, sir. We rescued her. She's right here with me. I tried to tell you about her last time, but she didn't want to listen. She's been artificially inseminated, probably with hormones from several sources. Yeah, while she was unconscious.
How does she know if she was unconscious?
She's pregnant.
There are other ways of getting pregnant. Was she his mistress? Then we have no proof. We need someone who can testify that this man is Mengele. We need witnesses. Only then can I give you my blessing for your so-called operation.
Goodbye, sir. Thank you.
Wait! Wait, hold on. I'll be the witness. I'll go back. Hello? Hello?
You're crazy. You can't go back. He will kill you.
Mark, I'm going. If I can get proof, then I can testify. And then you can make your attack on the 24th. Call him back.
But Eva!
Garcia? Hit me.
Why?
Come on, punch me. Will you please punch me here?
Okay. Aaron Horner will be there tomorrow. Thank you.
And 2 of my best men were killed. This needs a lot of explaining, young lady.
It was horrible. The kidnappers murdered them.
Kidnappers? But who? When? Where? Who was kidnapped?
I was. When I came out of the hairdresser's, they grabbed me and shoved me into the car, and then they took off. It was terrible. It was just terrible.
Okay. Now, who kidnapped you?
Terrorists. Jews. They pushed me down on the floor of the car, but I saw one of them throw the hand grenade. And then I heard the explosion.
But who were they? Where did they take you? Did they question you?
I told you. They were Jews. They kept me locked up in a tiny room, and they did question me about you. They asked me who you were and what you did.
And what did you tell them?
I said that you were a retired businessman, and that you were charming, and you are, and that I enjoyed being with you, and I do, Carl, truly I do. I'm so happy to be back. You're the only friend I have in the world.
Now, wait. Not so fast. How did you get away?
And they let me go last night. They threw me out of the car. I walked all night to get here.
Do you know where they went?
I think they went to the airport because I heard them talking about a flight to Israel. That's why I'm sure they're Jews, both of them. Oh, Carl, I'm so happy to be back. I thought about you so much when they locked me up. I want to help you with your work.
I don't know if I can trust you. Oh, we'll see. But no more hairdresser, no more escapades. You'll stay here and take orders from me alone, or from Gertrude. Understood? Yes. Gertrude! You'll put her on a test, show her the clinic and everything, and report on her reactions. And be sure she doesn't leave the house, ever!
I would like you to meet my boys. This is David, our electronics wizard. Thanks to him, we have been able to get all the details of Mengele's plans. His contribution is priceless.
Nice to meet you.
Jose. He has a personal score to settle. He's a gypsy. He's got the fingerprints. Garcia. He saves lives with explosives, knives, and grenades. One day it was yours. You didn't even notice. Where is Rogder?
Hey! Hey! There!
Great bunch of kids. We'll make a great team. My job's to cover you from up on the hill. Now, there are two things. Hold your fire as long as possible. And remember, we want to take them alive. David, I'll give you the signal.
Okay.
Now, we've got to rescue the girl. She's our principal witness. Okay? Now, let's work out our strategy.
Sit down, Eva. Thank you, Gertrude. I won't need you anymore. I think you've passed the test. Gertrude told me you can take it. But do you still want to help me after what you've seen?
Oh, yes, Carl, very much. Because I know it's for a good cause.
A good cause? But it's 1,000 times more than a good cause. It's a divine calling. My experiments aim at creating a new race. A new race. The master race the Führer had hoped will one day rule the world. You understand what that means?
Yes, I understand. You're a very great man, Carl. And I'm very flattered that you trust me.
With you as my assistant, some of those wretched creatures below will cooperate much more willingly than if they face Gertrude and her sinister face. You see, a surgical operation has a much greater chance of success if the patient faces a beautiful, young, smiling girl like you. I have some experiments planned for tonight, and I'll call you. But meanwhile, go to your room.
Oh, thank you, Carl. Thank you. But I don't know how to make an injection. Will you help me?
Of course, I'll show you. But now go. I'm very busy.
Welcome back. I understand you were kidnapped by terrorists. Did they hurt you?
I don't want to talk about it. I'm happy to be back.
You look lovely. I'll come to your room some evening and pay you a visit.
Wolfgang, how can you say that to me? You told me you didn't even like women.
That's just orders, but now I understand that's over. You'll be working with Carl.
But I'm pregnant. I'm having his child.
His child? Never mind, anyway. That's 7 months away. We've plenty of time.
You disgust me. Don't you ever come near me again.
All right. I'm in a hurry now, but we'll talk about this another time. Come. In the name of our noble cause, the forging of all South American countries into one unified, invincible nation. My friend, your commanding officer, Colonel Santander, who sent you here, to help us to victory will be arriving tomorrow to take part in an international conference where the final strategy will be planned. He personally will give you your orders as to where your courageous help will be needed. Until then, you have a 48-hour leave. We have plenty of pretty girls here. Enjoy yourselves.
Must be tomorrow. There's going to be a whole company coming with arms from their arsenal. I've seen the soldiers. They are here. I've seen them. I must find them right away. Tell them that's important.
So you want to work with me, starting tonight, huh? As my collaborator, as my assistant. You will work with me, but not as my assistant, as my choice subject. Take her. Lock her up in the cage in the gallery for everyone to see what we do to traitors and spies.
So, you wanted to take my place. I'll show you, you big...
Anybody call?
Yeah, some woman for you. I told her that I was your brother.
What did she say?
Well, I barely heard her, but she whispered something about the attack. It has to be tomorrow, because there's too many soldiers, or something.
Go on. What else did she say?
Nothing. That's it. Suddenly she was off the phone. But it wasn't cut, because I heard noises.
What kind?
I don't know. Like, yelling. So I hung up.
Yes, must have been Eva. You stay here. I'm going to try and find Mark. If she calls back, you try to remember exactly what she says. Everything.
What do you want? Don't touch me. Leave me alone. No. Gertrude! What are you doing? What's that? What are you going to do?
Keep quiet.
Come on. No. No. No, don't do anything. Oh! Ah!
Okay, you've got your positions. Just remember to hold your fires long if possible. Let's go.
then you'll bring it to me, huh?
Yes, Herr Doctor.
Good morning, Herr Doctor.
Morning.
Everything is ready. Our guests are waiting for us in the conference hall.
We'll pass through the gallery.
I've never been here before, Doctor. The result of your experiments?
Yeah, of course. There's just a few of them up here. The best are down below, in my clinic.
Must be a fascinating science.
Science? But it's much more than that. There's one whose mother I had inseminated with the sperm of a chimpanzee, and later on, while he was still a fetus, I guided his growth. That's genetics.
And what's this? Ava?
Wolfgang, help me. Please help me.
What's she doing here?
She is a spy and a traitor.
I thought so. The way she behaved yesterday.
Let's go.
Gentlemen, it is both a pleasure and an honor to welcome you. And I do so with the conviction that this is the birth of the Fourth Reich. Now I'd like to introduce our host and leader, Dr. Karl Hermann.
Yes, my friends. Abraham Lincoln's stupid slogan, all men are created equal, is but a stupid lie. It will be eradicated forever. Democracy is both a myth and a propaganda trick for the benefit of the lazy, the parasites, and all those who are unworthy to be called humans. Only blind obedience will make the lower classes work and create prosperity for the ruling class. For you, your masters.
It's okay. It doesn't get better. I can still
do card tricks for a living. Oh, you go. All I need is a gun, any gun.
South American Imperio Nacional Socialista, conceived today, will be reality tomorrow. We will now examine together the different phases of our strategy. Gentlemen, please, don't worry. Our men are training.
Get the helicopter up, now!
Stay here.
Get that stuff in the car and wait for me.
Freeze!
Yes.
Look out.
Where's Mark?
He's looking for you. You all right?
Yeah.
Come on, let's go.
No. I want to get them out first.
Then you'll need this. Good luck.
Where's Mengele? I don't know.
Where's Mengele? I think I know. Take care of him and find Eva. She's in the clinic.
Okay. Out! Out!
What are you doing here? Gertrude, get out of my way! I'll kill you!
Joseph Mengele.
Who are you?
I've spent a lifetime searching for you. And finally we meet, Herr Doctor.
That's what you think.
We want this Mengele alive.
You stupid Jew! Mengele can't die. He's a myth. He lives forever!
will this never end?
Bend over. That's for the inland bloody revenue.
From the director of Life of Brian.
This is no way to treat a lady!
With Julie Walters from Educating Rita. Personal Services. The English are rather funny about.